Hello and welcome students. Today we are going to discuss about the second part of the chapter 3 matrix. In the first part of the first video we discussed about the introduction, definition and notation and types of matrices, properties of matrix, important points that needs to be remembered, and at the end of the video we discussed about some examples and question answers from exercise 3.1. In this video, we are going to discuss about operation on matrices like addition, subtraction, multiplication, and so on. Also, properties of matrix addition, properties of matrix multiplication, properties of scalar multiplication, and multiplicative inverse of matrix, zero divisors, positive integral power of a square matrix, and at the end of the video we will discuss some question answers from exercise 3.2, and I will provide you the questions from exercise 3.2 for your practice. So let us start with operation on matrix. The first part is addition. So suppose there are two matrices, that is A and B. Okay, both have same order, that is 2 cross 3 matrix. I have given the order over here. So if they have same order 2 cross 3 and they need to be added, so what will happen? The elements of the corresponding matrices will be added. For example, if I talk about A, that is 2 cross 3 matrix, here rows are 2 and columns are 3. So total there are 6 elements. In B as well there are 6 elements. So this first element will be 1 1, that is A11. This will be added with this A11. So minus 3 plus 3, that will come over here. Okay. Similarly, if I talk about A12 means first row but second column, A12 will be added to A12 of B, that is 2 plus 5. So here I have written 2 plus 5. You have to, if the elements are in the rows or columns, so you have to place them after addition. Also you have to place them similarly how these individual elements are kept inside the matrices like A and B. So minus 3 plus 3 will come in the position A11, then 2 plus 5 will come in the position A12, and 1 plus minus 2, that will come in A13. And once you solve that, you get A plus B's result, that is 0 7 minus 1 0 0 5. Okay, so this is addition. Okay, let's move on to next, subtraction. Just now what we did in the addition, same thing you need to do. The only thing is the sign changes. Okay, sign between the matrices or the elements changes. So earlier it was minus 3 plus 3, now it becomes minus 3 minus 3. So it definitely the elements are going to be changed. So this is how subtraction. Similar to addition, the only thing is the sign changes, so does the value after subtracting. Okay, let's move on to next, multiplication. Two matrices A and B are compatible for the product AB, that is A into B, if the number of columns in A is same as the number of rows in B. If number of columns in matrix A is same than the number of row in B matrix, then we can say then it is ready for multiplication. Okay, now see here, in A order is 2 cross 2 and in B it is 2 cross 1. That means row is 2 but column is 1, and in A row are 2 and 2 columns. So 2 columns should be there and here 2 rows should be there. So if I multiply, how I am going to multiply is because 1 2, if I talk about the first row of matrix A, then 1 and 2 will be multiplied with 5 and minus 1. How? 1 into 5 then 2 into minus 1, like that, and in between you will get a plus sign, that is addition sign. So this 1 multiplied by 5 then 2 multiplied by minus 1, but in between those plus sign will come. It is a necessity of this multiplication. Whenever you go for multiplying the elements of two matrices like A and B, then you need to consider that you multiply 1 with 5 or 2 with -1, and you should keep plus sign in between. So if you solve that, you get answer as 3 minus 19, that is 2 cross 1 matrix as a result of A and B, A into B, that is AB. Got it? Let's move on to the next. Next is scalar matrix. So scalar matrix is nothing but an individual element, you can say scalar will be kept, non-zero scalar will be kept. Let me give it a name, n. Okay, suppose it is n, that is 2. So that will be multiplied with the matrix, elements of the matrix. So here in the example it is clearly mentioned that 2 is going to multiply with 4 and it will give you the result, that is A11 as 8. Then 2 multiplied by 0 will give you 0. Then 2 multiply 1 will give you 2. 2 multiply -9 give you -18. So the matrix obtained by multiplying every element of a matrix A by any non-zero scalar n is called the scalar multiplication. So this individual scalar will be out of the matrix. So suppose sometimes, let me tell you this thing, that I consider this matrix as A, that is A, and this scalar is 2, so 2A. So whenever it's said in the question that find out the value of 2A, so you will have value of matrix A into 2 and you are going to multiply it similar to the given example here. Okay, so let's move on to next. Properties of matrix addition. There are some properties which we are studying continuously from previous classes. Okay, let it be 7, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and 11th. So these property needs to be followed in matrix addition as well. First one is commutativity. If A and B be two matrices of same order, if A and B are of same order, then A plus B equals to B plus A. You will get the result based on commutative property. For example, let us talk about here. A matrix is this and B matrix is this. Individual components can be numbers or alphabets, it doesn't matter, it's just an example. Okay, so A plus E gives you A, B plus F gives you BF, and C plus G gives you C plus G, and D plus H gives you D plus H. Likewise, if B plus A I want, same thing. Now here E plus A or A plus E both are same. You keep E in the first position or A as in first position, it doesn't matter, both means same. So we can say that commutativity is plays, or we can use commutative property on matrix addition if they are of same order. Clear? Order should be same. Here 2 cross 2 matrix it is, and here also 2 cross 2 matrix, that is 2 by 2, and here also 2 by 2 matrix is given, so we can say that it is commutative. Next is associativity. If A, B and C there are three matrices of same order, then associative property can be applied. For example, let's say in the example A has ordered 2 rows and 3 columns, that is 2 by 3. B also is 2 by 3 and C also is 2 by 3. So once we solve the matrices, I mean the addition function or the addition operation, then we get result as 9, 4, 8, 9, 3 minus 3. Individual elements are like this. Just now we discussed about addition, how we did the addition, like 3 plus minus 2, 2 plus 3, 4 minus 1 and so on. So first you solve these two and then the resultant will be solved with this C, matrix C. So A plus B first you will get, then the result of that you add with C. So you get the result as this matrix, A plus B plus C. And at the right hand side, same thing is done. So B plus C first you will do, I mean whichever is in the bracket, you solve that according to the property of associativity, and then later the resultant will be added with the A. Also you get the same result, C here. Both the results are same, so we can say that it can be associative only if the order is same. Next is additive identity. A null matrix O of order m cross n is called the identity matrix if a matrix A of order m cross n is given as. So it says nothing but if there is a matrix of some order, suppose m cross n, that is 2 cross 2, 2 cross 3, it doesn't matter. So if it has some order, A has some order, and there is O, that is null matrix. Okay, null means the elements of the matrix will be 0. All the elements of the matrix will be 0 given in the example. So if this is added over here in the question mark over here, what result we get is same as of A. So you add A plus 0 or O equals to O plus A, both will give you the result same, that is A. So that is additive identity. Okay, let's move on to next. Additive inverse. Additive inverse we already studied in the previous classes like 6th, 7th, 8th. So whatever sign A has, the opposite sign will be the additive inverse of that matrix A. Additive inverse of a matrix A will be minus A. So it is given here. So additive, now A is a matrix, its additive inverse is minus A. So when we solve this equation or this part, this algebraic expression, then we get result as 0. So 0 or O is a matrix of order m cross n. Now look at the example over here. This matrix is 3 cross 3. Okay, and additive inverse of this will be all the elements which are positive becomes negative, and all the elements which are negative becomes positive. See here, minus 3 becomes plus 3, 2 becomes minus 2, and so on. Okay, so once we solve that after additive inverse, in the sense if we add 1 and minus 1, then it is kept over here, 2 minus 2 here, minus 3 plus 3 here, and so on. We just did the addition of the matrices earlier in this video, so you can go through that back. I mean, if you have any doubt in addition and all, you can go back and check what we did in the addition. Similarly, so after solving this, what we are getting is O or 0. So this is called additive inverse of the matrix. Next is cancellation law. If A, B, and C are 3 matrices of same order, suppose there are 3 matrices, so A plus B equals to A plus C. Now here we can see that A and A gets cancelled. Instead of bringing it to the left hand side and A minus A it becomes, so it will be B equals to C. The resultant will be B equals to C. That is left cancellation law. This is called left cancellation law. And if A is at the right hand side and we cancel it, then it will be known as right cancellation law. So both you are getting the same resultant, but the places of the matrix A which is cancelled is left and right, and based upon that it is known as left and right cancellation law. Now cancellation law does not hold for some matrices. Now see here, we have considered a matrix A which has elements 0, 1 and 0, 2, and B 1, 1, 3, 4, and C as 2, 5, 3, 4, and D as 3, 7, 0, 0. Now AB equals to AC. Here if I multiply AB and keep AC equal, so now what you get is 3, 4, 6. That means at some cases this multiply, that is A, will not be cancelled. It will be kept as a whole matrix. It will be multiplied, and the resultant we will have as a this matrix. And for AD, that means A multiplied by D, it will give you a null matrix, that is O matrix 0. So although A is not equals to 0, if A is not equals to 0, it is incorrect to cancel the A from both sides of equation. AB is equals to AC and right B is equals to C. It will be incorrect, and so on. You can, so this is called the cancellation law is not valid for matrix multiplication. For matrix multiplication, cancellation law is not valid, but if it is addition or subtraction, you can directly cancel out. Okay, let's move on to the next part. Next is properties of matrix multiplication. Okay, now first comes commutativity. Generally the multiplication of matrix is not commutative. Matrix multiplication is not commutative, but there are some special cases where it is possible that A into B is equals to B into A. So non-commutativity we can see with this example. Now A has order of 2 cross 3 and matrix B has 3 cross 3 order. Okay, then the product of AB is defined, but the product of BA is not defined. AB will be defined and BA will not be defined. How? Look at the example. A has 1, 3, 2, minus 1 as elements, and B has these elements. So if I do AB, that is A cross B, A into B. So 1 multiplied by 2 will give you 2. 3 multiplied by minus 1 will give you, 3 multiplied by 0. I mean, this row will be multiplied with column. Okay. So 1 into 2 will give you 2. 3 into 0 will give you 0. And so on. If you focus with the BA also, so both the results are different. Both the results are different here. So we can say that AB is not equals to BA. Clear? Associativity. If matrices A, B and C are compatible for product AB and BC, then matrix follows associative law of multiplication. This one over here. So I mean, matrices are given here, A, B and C. Elements are given. So try to multiply it, try to understand this example. After multiplication of AB, we get the resultant as this, and the resultant of AB multiplied with, so AB and C. AB and C gives you this result, 18, 15, 46, 39 and so on. Similarly, A into B into C gives you this result. So we can say that it is associative. Okay, associative property can be applied over here because the resultant what we are getting is same. So associativity of matrix multiplication is true. Next is identity. Identity matrix is nothing but that matrix where the diagonal, I mean the elements in the diagonal is 1, only 1. So identity matrix we have already studied. The unit matrix is called identity matrix in matrix multiplication. So if A is a matrix of order m cross n and Im A is equals to A, or AIN is equals to A, where Im is a unit matrix of order m. Okay, now see here in the example BI2. Okay, so this is the matrix B. Okay, and this is identity matrix. Why? Because the diagonal elements are 1. Apart from diagonal elements, other elements will be 0, be it 2 cross 2 or 2 cross 3, 2 cross 4, whatever it is. Only the diagonal elements will be kept as 1. Okay, so once we multiply this, we get this result 1, 2, 3, 4. Similarly, I2B, we get 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is your identity multiplication or identity matrix operation with matrix multiplication. Next is distributivity. So if matrices A, B and C are compatible for addition and multiplication, then matrix multiplication follows distributive law. We have already studied about these laws, but one by one we are taking the example so that it becomes clear for us to understand whether the property is applied with the matrix multiplication or not. So let us talk about, okay, left hand side of a matrix is given. So suppose this is A is 1 and 2. I mean this element, these are the elements of matrix A and these are the elements of matrix B and C. So A into B plus C equals to gives you result this, and right hand side AB plus AC gives you result 16. So both are same, then we can say that distributive property can be applied on this as well. Next is properties of scalar matrix, scalar multiplication of a matrix. There are some properties that needs to be remembered, as I have discussed earlier with identity matrix or inverse matrix or distributive or associativity. So all those are mentioned over here. So you need to memorize these matrices. Okay, let's move on to next, multiplicative inverse matrix. Now multiplicative inverse in the sense, now see here, if product of two matrices A and B of same order is a unit matrix, if we get the resultant as unit matrix, then B is called multiplicative inverse of matrix A and A is called the multiplicative inverse of B. For example, See here, this is the condition. If A into B gives you identity matrix, or B into A gives you identity matrix, then you can say that they are multiplicative inverse. Let's take an example. A's elements are given here, or we can mention it like this: A, B, C, D, and the inverse of A will be this. Okay, so A, B, C, D here, and here it is A, B, C, D, inverse of that. Okay, so once we solve that, we get the resultant as 5 minus 2, 7 minus 17. So this is multiplicative inverse. Okay, inverse in the sense power reciprocal will be it will be reciprocal of matrix A. Okay, let's move on to next. Zero divisors. If product of two non-zero matrices A and B is 0, then A and B are called zero divisors. For example, matrix A has elements minus 1, 1, 1 and minus 1, and B has 1, 3, 1, 3. Okay. After multiplying A and B, that is minus 1 into 1, 1 into 1, and then 1 into 3 and minus 1 into 3. Likewise, so see here, after multiplication, so multiplication, once we do multiplication, so there is additive sign, I have told you already. So after solving this, like A into B, so minus 1 into 1 plus 1 into 1 and 1 into 3, that 1 into 1, let me go back. Yeah, so 1 into 1, then minus, because of this minus sign, 1 into 1. So next element will be minus 1 into 3, that is minus 3, plus 1 into that below 3. Okay, then next is 1 into 3, that is 3, and minus 1 into 3, so that plus minus 3. So after solving this, you get resultant as 0 or null matrix. So then you can say that these are zero divisors. Okay, next is positive integral power of a square matrix. The multiplication of a square matrix A by itself is denoted by A square. Like usually what property we like, A into A is A to the power 2. Likewise, and again with A square, if we multiply A, then it gives you A cube or A to the power 3. So when this multiplication continues, then it is denoted by an minus 1 or an. Okay, example, element A is given. This is called positive integral power. Positive integral power, that means power is positive. Okay, now A is, suppose A matrix A has elements 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. So A square will be 1, 2, 3, 4 into 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you will get the result as 7, 15, 10 and 22. And A to the power 3 will be, that is A square into A square's result we have got already, and A is already given. So when we multiply that both, then we get the resultant as this. So it keeps on going if it is asked for 3 times, 4 times, 5 times in the question, depending upon the question how many times it is asked. So you can find out the positive integral power of the square matrix. The matrix should be square. Okay, let's move on to next. Now comes exercise 3.2. So normal addition, I have already informed you. Subtraction of matrices, I have just explained in the previous the first video. So we will discuss question based on that video or what we studied earlier. Okay, so A plus B, suppose matrix A has these elements and B has these elements. Okay, now A plus B, after addition the resultant will be this. For those who have not understood the addition, I will explain it. Now minus 7 is A11 of A matrix A. A11 in the sense first element of first row and first column. This minus 7 is added with 3. So here you get minus 7 plus 3. Then 0 is added with minus 2. In addition, you go row by row and okay, row by row you add, or subtraction also you add row elements to the elements. But in multiplication it is different, row to the column it is. Okay, now row, the elements of row will be multiplied with elements of column, but in addition and subtraction the elements to the element. Okay, based on where it is position. Okay, so once you solve, you get the resultant as this. Now it is saying that you need to find out 2a, twice of a. Find matrix A and B. We need to find out the matrix A and B. So after addition and subtraction, we get, I mean, like A plus B is this, A minus B is this. So once we add first and second equation, then we get 2a. 2a is this resultant. And this 2 multiplication will come over here at the right hand side, inverse, that is half, it becomes half. And this will be multiplied with each element. And this 1 upon 2 becomes what? Scalar of this matrix. Okay, scalar will be multiple. So 1 upon 2 into minus 4 will be minus 2. 1 upon 2 into minus 2 will be minus 1. Likewise, this multiplication will be solved. And similarly, after solving this, we get the value of a. And once we place a's value in first or second equation, we get the value of b. In the next question, if A and B matrices are given, then find C where A plus 2B plus C is equals to 0. Now 2B, here 2 acts as a scalar of B, matrix B. So similar to the above question, you can solve, I mean put the values and solve this question. So once it is done, you can see the value of C as well. A, B, C, all the values you will get. Next, questions for practice of exercise 3.2. I have mentioned question number 4, 5th, 10th and 15, which I find generally asked in the board exams. Okay, and they are important. If you practice such type of questions, then your marks are, I mean, you're going to get marks in your exam, board exams, as well as in your half yearly. So focus on these type of questions. You can practice these questions and get back to me. You can mention in the comment box if you have any issues, and I'll try to solve those queries of yours. So thank you for watching, and try to practice question based on your textbook exercises. Okay, thank you. Good day.